The World Cup features 14 nations in 49 matches, and for the Proteas, they'll be hoping to play 9 of those matches. But with each match comes a different opponent, and with that, a different set of skills that is tested. So how do the Proteas get match ready?
Well, before any series, we have an idea of who we're going to face. I think as a batting unit, we certainly throw a few ideas out there. And during training, we try and work accordingly. I mean, if you've got a left-arm bowler or a tall bowler you're going to be facing, we kind of put a bit of attention on that.
Yeah, I think, for me, I normally try and simulate, in practice as to what I'm going to face in game time. Whether it's obviously facing Miss Johnson at the 150 plus or bowling, to a Virat, as you said. I think, for me, it's, just the intensity that I have to keep up.
I like to do my sort of training in the middle and not so much at net bowling. I'll do about 20 minutes of net bowling because I need net bowlers, at training. But I really enjoy doing most of my work in the middle, on the side, where I can really visualise. Bowling to certain batters, really work on certain game plans we discussed in team meetings, and also then get a proper feel for the ground.
I like to go into a net session or practice knowing what I'm going to face and practice accordingly. So you obviously face your own bowlers and prepare accordingly in that way, but I think in terms of the type of bowlers you're going to face, for instance, if you're facing a lot of left-arm bowlers, you might want to practice that a little bit more. So it's just about adjusting to the opposition, and I think that's important for me.
It's nice to put our targets and those sort of things and really try to be as consistent as possible hitting those targets. But if my majority of my training starts in the middle, training and those sort of things, where I can just visualise and get a good feel for that.
I think most teams these days have a variety of attacks, and so do we. You've got Monet, who's extremely tall. So we get to work on certain skills there. You've got Wayne Parnell, who's a left armer himself, and you've got Dale, who's short, skinny, and has got good pace on him. So I think just facing our bowlers is itself practicing that, facing also other guys around the world. In
practice sessions, I try and simulate as to what I'm going to be up against. Whether it be facing Miss Johnson at 150 plus or bowling to a Virat Kohli, So I think we've got players that play in similar styles, like AB. We've got Dale that can crank it up to 150 plus. So yeah, I think we've got all the tools within our setup, and I think as I said, in practice I like to simulate as to what I'm going to obviously be up against.
When I come into the game, I don't have any doubts, any worries in terms of the preparation I put in. It just comes down to performance on the day and adapting to the conditions. Look, at the end of the day, the conditions in nets are not necessarily the same you're going to face in the game. So it's about adapting as quick as possible. And the game situation, that determines how you play as well. So it's about adapting as quickly as possible.